You gonna see a gun in his video, right? You go to the next one, he got a gun in his video, right? Man, you gotta dig a little deeper sometime, bro. All right, now look at his mama. His mama ain't no gangster, so how the is he a gangster? That shit don't be adding up, bro.
Don't try this at home.
Don't try it on. It's all entertainment.
When the demon slayer Lul Tim steps onto the scene, the temperature changes. You can feel it in the air. When Tim moves, somebody's about to get touched. No cap. And this time, it's deeper than rap. Word on the street says Tim's locked in, ready to crash out for his brother NBA YoungBoy after NLE Choppa crossed the line with one of the most disrespectful moves we've seen in a while. Choppa ain't just record a diss track. Nah, he made a whole event out of it. He dropped KO and then doubled down by putting a billboard in YoungBoy's old hood. The man practically stamped his flag in enemy territory. Now that's not a marketing stunt, that's a message. Ever since that billboard popped up, Tim's been moving in silence. He's been off social media, no smiles, no jokes, just that cold, calculating energy. The streets feel it, the industry feels it, everybody waiting to see what happens next. And make no mistake, when Lul Tim gets quiet, that's when things start to shake. So let's break this down, because this story is bigger than a diss track. It's about loyalty, family, and the fine line between music and murder. To really understand the storm that's brewing, you gotta understand who Lul Tim is. This ain't no random homie with a gun. Lul Tim's name been ringing since that night in Atlanta, the night King Von lost his life outside that club. When things went left, Quando Rondo was outnumbered, and chaos was everywhere. And who stepped up? Lul Tim. He didn't hesitate. He protected his man, and in the process, changed the course of hip-hop forever. Ever since that night, Tim's been stamped in street culture. To some, he's a villain. To others, he's a soldier who stood on business. But one thing's for sure, he's certified. Tim's not just loyal, he's loyal to a fault. His bond with NBA YoungBoy runs deep. That connection goes beyond music. It's built on shared pain, paranoia, and protection. When the world turned its back on YoungBoy, when the industry tried to blackball him, Tim stayed. When other rappers kept their distance, Tim was in the trenches, watching every corner, every movement, every face in the crowd. He's not a rapper, he's not a hype man. He's the wall between YoungBoy and the world. And that's why when Choppa came for YoungBoy, Tim took it personally. It started with a song, but it's how Choppa did it that made it sting. He dropped KO, a diss track so direct, so theatrical that fans immediately knew who it was aimed at. In the visuals, Choppa didn't hold back. He showed a character that looked like YoungBoy, strings attached, moving like a puppet. He implied that YoungBoy was being controlled, that his fame came at the cost of his soul. It wasn't subliminal, it was surgical. Even DJ Academics had to weigh in, saying the visuals were a 10 out of 10, calling the song a solid 7, and hinting that Choppa might be trying to elevate the conversation. But in the trenches, ain't nobody talking about elevation. They're talking about disrespect. To Lul Tim, it wasn't music, it was mockery. You don't clown your brother's pain. You don't call out someone who's been through federal cases, house arrest, and isolation, and then call it art. For Tim, it was a slap in the face. Let's keep it real. The imagery was cold-blooded. YoungBoy chained up, portrayed like a slave to the industry. Hands tied, movements controlled. It was symbolic, yeah, but it was also venomous. Tim's been there through the blackballing. He saw YoungBoy fight for his freedom, raising kids from a mansion that felt like a prison. So when Choppa mocked that, it wasn't clever, it was cruel. To the internet, it was a viral video. To Tim, it was a taunt from an enemy, and he's not the type to respond online. He responds in reality. But the billboard, that was the moment everything changed. A billboard promoting KOs appeared right in the middle of YoungBoy's old neighborhood. The same streets that raised him, the same corners where his story began. It was like planting a flag on sacred ground. In the streets, there's one unspoken law. You don't bring beef to a man's doorstep unless you're ready for war. And when word got to Tim, he reportedly lost it. That's when the silence started. That's when he went dark. Because now, it wasn't just rap beef. It was a challenge. And when you challenge Lul Tim, you're playing a different game entirely. If you've been following YoungBoy for years, you know one thing, that his mama don't play about her son. When she saw that billboard and heard Choppa's lyrics, she took it straight to social media, and she didn't hold back. "Your head looks like a penis without a rubber," she said. Her words echoing across blogs, instantly viral. She called out Choppa for being fake spiritual. "I'm preaching peace 1 minute, spreading hate the next." How you show a man on his his knees with a pipe and still talk positive energy?" she asked. That post hit hard. It was raw, emotional, unfiltered, and for Tim, it wasn't funny. It was fuel. Seeing Mama YoungBoy emotional, seeing her defend her son against disrespect, that was all it took, because in the street world, the moment a man's mama cries, it's go time. They say the scariest man in the room isn't the loudest, then it's the one who says nothing. That's Tim right now. Silent but moving, calm but dangerous. Those close to him say he's been on edge. He's not talking about if. He's talking about when. The family stepping in changed everything. It turned this from internet smoke into something real. And every time Tim's been in this position before, someone got hurt. Meanwhile, the internet's arguing. Some fans call Choppa's move creative, a blend of art, symbolism, and rap history. Others say it's jealousy, disguised as artistic expression. Academics compared it to Drake and Kendrick, the street demon versus the conscious poet. But the thing is, Choppa ain't Kendrick, and YoungBoy ain't Drake. This ain't lyrical warfare. This is emotional warfare. And in this game, emotions get people killed. Right after the billboard surfaced, NBA Herm, one of YoungBoy's closest allies, dropped a cryptic post. When it was popping, it was popping. Now we popping, it's a problem. That's all he said. But those who know. It wasn't a tweet, it was a warning. The whole NBA camp was standing together again. And when they unify, the energy shifts. From Baton Rouge to Atlanta to Los Angeles, people started watching their steps. Because when NBA moves as a unit, silence can be deadly. This ain't random. Choppa's not wilding out for no reason. Every move feels planned. The visuals, the release timing, the location of the billboard, psychological warfare. He wanted YoungBoy to react. He wanted the chaos. But what he didn't expect. Tim's a chess player too. He just plays in the shadows. Word on the street says since that billboard went up, Tim been making calls, asking questions about Choppa's routes, security, travel schedule. Nothing loud, nothing public, just quiet investigation. And that's what makes it dangerous. Because before things explode, there's always research, always recon, and that's the exact same pattern that built up before the King Von situation. Now here's the clash. The industry plays by content rules. The streets play by code. In the industry, disease are entertainment. In the streets, they're disrespect. And for Tim, the code is clear. If you diss a man in his hood, you better stand on that. He's not playing PR games or worrying about his image. He's playing survival. He's already risked his freedom once, and if he feels he has to do it again, he will. The timing couldn't be worse. YoungBoy finally started finding peace, focused on family, building his legacy, staying out of trouble. But this billboard stunt threatens to pull him right back into chaos, and Tim won't let that happen. He sees it as his duty to protect the peace, even if it means spilling blood to keep it. And if you know the way Tim moves, you know he won't warn you twice. Tim's not reckless, he's surgical. He knows Choppa's trying to bait YoungBoy into reacting, so he's flipping the script. Let YoungBoy keep his hands clean. Tim will do the dirty work if he has to, cause in his mind, one clean move behind the scenes says more than 1,000 disses online. That's his strategy. Protect the brand, protect the brotherhood, but make sure nobody ever thinks it's sweet. Now you can hear the fear in the silence. Rappers who usually jump on every trend. Quiet, bloggers, tiptoeing, even Choppa's own people, reportedly telling him to chill because everyone knows once Tim's name hits the timeline, something real is brewing. This ain't the time for clickbait, it's the time to pray everyone makes it through this alive. Behind closed doors, things are getting tense. Security firms reportedly reached out to Choppa's team, offering added protection. Promoters been canceling shows quietly, just in case things pop off. A few industry OGs even tried to mediate, reaching out to both camps. But Tim's not built for peace talks. He don't want apologies, he wants respect. And the more people talk, the quieter he gets. That's how you know something's coming. This whole saga says a lot about where hip-hop's at right now. On one side, you got the new generation trying to turn pain into poetry. On the other, you got the street soldiers who live by code, not commentary. Choppa might think he's expressing art, but Tim sees it as mockery. And mockery in the wrong context can turn into murder. This is what happens when the industry glorifies beef. when pain becomes profit and disrespect becomes entertainment. The line between real and rap keeps getting thinner, and one day it's gonna disappear completely. Now here we are. The internet's laughing, sharing memes, debating bars, but behind those screens, there's real tension, real danger, and real consequences. Lul Tim's watching, waiting, NLE Choppa's doubling down, proud of his art, and YoungBoy, silent, but his silence speaks volumes. This is more than music. This is loyalty clashing with ego, respect battling reputation, and the craziest part, the billboard's still standing, a monument to a beef that could explode any second. So I'll leave y'all with this. Did NLE Choppa go too far, or is Lul Tim taking it too personal? When art meets the streets, somebody always pays the price. Keep your eyes open, stay safe, and as always, drop your thoughts below.